Each of us have a built-in value system that is self-protective, self-determining. We believe that we are invincible, and there is no God. Every now and again, we get knocked on our heels and we come to realize that we are not. We're not invincible, we're not God. And our fallback value system is to believe in cause and effect, to believe that the world is rational, and if I simply follow the rules, if I do what is expected, then I will come to the right answers. Several years ago, I was cleaning the gutters and the ladder went out from under me and I had a bad fall. And afterwards, I began to follow the rules. Where I'd never taken more than an aspirin, I suddenly had a whole bunch of different pills to take. Where I hadn't done exercise since the Kennedy fitness program in elementary school, suddenly I had physical therapy 3 times a week, all believing that eventually I could get stronger, eventually I could get well, eventually I could be in control again. This day, on this leap day, I invite you to take a leap of faith, to consider an entirely different value system, to jump beyond the belief that I'm God and I don't need God, to jump beyond cause and effect, to believe in grace, to believe in God, to believe that God cares, that there is a true God who loves us and cares for us, so that when horrible things happen, and they do, oftentimes we refer to these as natural disasters, where a blizzard or a hurricane or a tornado comes, where friends die, where there's a terrible car accident or a murder that occurs. These things rack our world and make us wonder whether God cares, whether there truly is a God. And to stop and to truly believe that God does exist, God does care, and the first heart that's broken in all these circumstances is God's. But to recognize that our world has gone through radical value shifts. When I was first married, we used to pick up furniture on the street and bring it home and repair it, strip it down and refinish it, believing that we had all these antiques. But suddenly, in recent years, we've come to realize that the brake front that we refinished, the great china cabinet, was worthless because people go out to eat and they don't have extra sets of china. The massive oak desks that I had refinished and took great pride in suddenly weren't worth more than $100 because people have laptops and they don't want big desks. Our value system changed, and we need to repent, not simply to change our morals, not simply to say I'm sorry and I need to be forgiven, but instead to repent, to have an entirely different outlook on life, to see God differently, to see ourselves differently, and to realize that God is God and we are human beings. And God is taking just a little more time with each one of us to give us grace that maybe we can turn life around and believe. Thanks be to God.